So your assignment for today is to create an illustration of an animal using only the letters in the animal's name. This shouldn't really take uh, too long. You're given one period to complete this. The image I found right here for an example is obviously an elephant. I'm going to hold down Control like before we've used and copy the image. I'm going to start a new document. I'm going to use just a letter size page. Make sure it's landscape and hit OK. We're going to paste that in there, resize the animal, and like before, use our layers, lock this layer in place by choosing template right here, creating a new layer over the top, and this is where you're going to create your text. The only letters you're allowed to use are the letters that spell out the name of the animal. So I'm going to type those out. And obviously, if you wish, you can use both upper and lowercase versions of the letters. I only want you to use one font. You can choose that font. I would suggest using a serif font rather than a sans serif font, as you will find that it works a little better that way. If we go, I'm just going to choose Times New Roman. It's a good start. I could choose the bold version, might be a little bolder. This are very closely based off of illustrations that you can find under Bembo Zoo. This is a great way to actually create an illustration, and you can do this search on Google pretty easily, and you can see that all the illustrations are created of animals using those letters specifically. So you can use the letters over and over again. You can rearrange them, flip them, rotate them, change the size and the shape. Obviously keep the scale proportional, in other words hold down Shift when you create them. So you should end up with an illustration that looks like the animal that you chose, and you're going to work right over the top. So if I actually take this right here, these are obviously the letters. Right now they're all one word, so obviously I need to start thinking about how I can actually do them separate. So I could actually type out maybe just the E on its own, and I could find a spot for the I, maybe like that. I could think about how the tusks right here, or the giant trunk right here, I could do in a T. So I could actually pull this down and kind of put like that. I could continue to put these elsewhere, and you can move letters around and hold down Option to make a copy if you wish to use them over and over again. So I might see the letter H being used, the capital H, for the base of the feet. And obviously I just need to keep working on this until the illustration is complete. So continue adding the letters, finding places that they will fit. Look for arches, curves, areas that will work where the letters actually fit. So another one right here might be the letter P. And I might actually place and rotate that in the ear of the elephant. Now obviously not all of these are going to fit perfectly. That's not the intent, is to fit absolutely perfectly. It's more the intent that you can actually keep moving these letters around and actually kind of paying attention to the shape and structure of the letters as you build the animal's body, head, legs, etc. So I might take an idea of the A from elephant and build that and rotate it around the top. And I can continue to use letters, the same letters again and again and again, if I wish to create a certain kind of arc around the actual animal a little bit, like that. I might find that the letter A over here does well for the base, and you can overlap the letters obviously keep the shape of the letters intact by using shift when you move them around. I could try using, let me see what else, the letter N, and actually placing that pretty small at the base of its leg. I could move these up. Obviously you want to make sure that you're using every letter in the animal's name so that you're not missing any of them out, and there's no question as to the name of the animal or the fact that some letters are missing. So please make sure that you get every letter included. One I haven't used yet is the letter L itself, so I will go put that in there. I could use that obviously as the trunk. These can be as complex or as simple as you wish, but I want to see if you can obviously try and get this finished in the amount of time you've got in the class. You can see I'm not accurately trying to get every portion of the animal accurate, but my intent is by the end, when I actually hide the picture, I should have a fairly good picture to work with. Talking about pictures real quick, go find a picture that is actually going to work where it's the whole complete animal, tail, nose, legs, body, rather than a picture where anything is actually cut off. If you have areas missing, it's going to be very difficult. So obviously try and get the complete animal and actually get a realistic image to work with. So if I was to continue, let me see, maybe a capital E I could use elsewhere. They don't all have to be the same size. You could actually shrink them. You can obviously rotate them. And I could start with a letter that's actually fairly big in this one, and then shrink it down for the next area. Again, like I said, I'm just using the Option key and moving it, and it will create a duplicate. So as I pick it up, hold down Option, and it will create a duplicate letter. The name for this file is animal Calligram, so I'm going to save that so you can see exactly where I'm saving it as. I'm going to go and save this. And if this is something you need to get finished, you can at least have it saved, and you can finish it up at a later date. So your last name, first initial, animal Calligram. Okay. So try and continue to fill in all the spaces and actually play around with all the letters. You're only using letters. I do not need you to use the pen tool. Don't want you to stretch or alter any of the letters other than just by scale and rotation. If you wish, you can obviously choose any letter, and we can flip it facing the other way, so we can go transform and press reflect and reflect it upside down or vertically, so you could actually use it something like that. So I could actually use it as kind of the tusk coming out of there. I want to see what you can come up with this. There we go.